Well, see, there are specific areas in Delhi where you have extreme AQI level, which is beyond 450 right now. And in fact, as you talked about this letter of LG to Arvind Kejriwal yesterday, that also flagged about that how Arvind Kejriwal's government in last 11 years had completely made a mess of this pollution. In fact, there's one instance which he mentioned in that letter, saying that when Arvind Kejriwal would speak to him during this period, pollution's time in Delhi, he would say that it's just a matter of 15-20 days, and post that nobody is going to speak about it, neither media or nor activists or NGOs. All these things, in fact, LG has written in that letter, and also that once again shows this politics which is going on between Aam Aadmi Party and Delhi government. Saurabh Bhardwaj is putting out that post blaming the Delhi BJP government. In fact, also highlighting that high-end air purifier being used by Manjinder Singh Sirsa in his office, and on the other hand, Manjinder Singh Sirsa, of course, putting that blame of 11 years of rule of Aam Aadmi Party. But larger question here is that this has been a problem of every winter for the people of Delhi, and in fact, during the election time, BJP has made this promise. In fact, they mentioned this in their manifesto that if they will come to power in Delhi, they will curb pollution, they will take steps. But the criticism here is that what you've done in 7-8 months, we understand this fact that it cannot be really controlled or curtailed in 7-8 months. But the question is, what steps you have taken? Is there any relief that people of Delhi has got, even if it is minute?
Absolutely, Arun. And when we talk about alternate fuels as well, what do you see happening on that front going forward?
Well, see, Nitin Gadkari has been speaking about this. He has said that there is a plan for 10 years for the country where he would be seeing the country, free of fossil fuel. Focus is on the electric vehicles, EVs, and also a hydrogen-powered vehicle. Remember, Nitin Gadkari himself drives in hydro-powered vehicle. Whenever we see him, whether applying in Delhi or he comes to Parliament, he always uses that hydro-powered vehicle, and he's been promoting it. He's been speaking about it. He's saying that how country can can really take huge advantage of this if we stop buying fossil fuel from outside. 22 lakh crore is something which we are spending. If we shift to the EVs and the hydropower vehicles, we are straight away going to save that money. And secondly, also we will have huge relief in the pollution by using these vehicles. And therefore, in fact, as his ministry has been studying this, he's putting out this data that 40% pollution in Delhi is coming from the vehicles, because we have seen that even Punjab and Haryana, the stubble burning is completely stopped. Still, Delhi is reeling under this pollution pressure here, and people are suffering with that.
All right, Arun, thank you so much for bringing us the latest on that. We'll, of course, continue to keep a track on that as well. Let's shift our focus now. In a video accessed by News 18, a young woman is seen being harassed in broad daylight on Ulal Main Road in Janna Jyoti Nagar area. The incident reportedly took place around 3:20 p.m. This was on the 22nd of December. According to details, the accused arrived in a car, allegedly dragged the woman on the road right in front of a paying guest accommodation. So this is a PG. Despite the woman screaming for help, the man allegedly continued to assault her, touched her inappropriately, and tore her clothes. These are the horrific visuals of that incident. There you can see the woman outside of a PG there. The man comes out of his car and starts to assault the woman in broad daylight. Now, according to details, he arrived in a car, dragged her on the road. You can see the visuals on your screen. Despite the woman screaming for help, the man allegedly continued to assault her, touched her inappropriately, and tore her clothes. For more on this, we have Afreen Hussain live with us. Afreen, absolutely horrific visuals there. What really transpired?
Well, absolutely him. It's absolutely horrific. You can see that there are bystanders there, but nobody is able to do anything. This man comes out of a car, grabs this woman, assaults her, hits her, and then leaves after doing all of it. Nobody is stopping him. Nobody is doing anything. However, the accused has now been arrested, and based on the FIR filed by the complainant, we know that this person has been in touch with the victim for about 3 months now. They became friends through Instagram, and everything was normal in the beginning, as quoted by the complainant in her FIR. But moving forward, after 3 months, the accused started forcing the woman to get into a relationship with him. And when she refused and told him that she has no interest in it, he began stalking her, began coming near her PG, and continued this sort of a behavior. And finally, on December 22nd, at around 3:20 p.m. in the afternoon, he comes in a car and assaults her out of nowhere and leaves. The accused has been arrested by the police and he is under interrogation right now.
Absolutely horrifying, Afreen. There, the man forcing himself on her there, broad daylight, bystanders there doing nothing. Have we been able to understand what really led to this? Of course, you've told us that he was stalking her for about 3 months or so. Going forward, what happens next?
Well, absolutely him. The two of them had been friends for 3 months, and the woman had made it very, very clear that she only wants to be friends with the man and does not want anything more than that. But the man had been forcing her to get into a relationship with him, and because she refused him, just because the woman refused to be in a relationship with the man, he thinks it's all right to come in a car, step out of it, and assault the woman on the road in broad daylight. The police have obviously arrested him now. He's been identified as Naveen, and moving forward, he's under interrogation. It remains to be seen what the police do next about this case.
All right, so there are the shocking visuals of a man assaulting a woman because she refused to be in a relationship with him. Of course, the big question here is, can women just be? Now, Afreen, thank you so much for bringing us the latest on this. We'll continue to bring you all the developments on that front. Also, let's shift our focus for now. A UP court has rejected the state government's plea to withdraw charges against the accused in the 2015 lynching of Muhammad Akhlaq. The court deemed the government's application baseless. It directed the trial to proceed on a day-to-day basis. The state government, led by Chief Minister Yogi, had sought to withdraw the case, citing reasons such as inconsistencies in witness statements and lack of prior enmity between the accused and the victim. However, the court rejected this plea, stating it lacked solid legal grounds. The case has been posted for the next hearing on the 6th of January, 2026. Akhlaq's family, who had moved to Delhi fearing hostility, have welcomed the court's decision. The incident occurred on the 28th of September 2015, when a mob attacked Akhlaq's home in Bishara village, killing him over allegations of cow slaughter. The police had registered a case against 19 accused, including Vishal Rana, son of a local BJP leader, under various sections of IPC, including murder and attempt to murder.
जो आज कोर्ट का फैसला आया है, इसको कैसे देखते हैं आप?
सही, कोर्ट का तो बहुत अच्छा फैसला है सर। इसमें तो कोई कहने की बात ही नहीं है, क्योंकि एक आम आदमी न्याय के लिए कोर्ट पे ही तो विश्वास रखता है सबसे ज्यादा
जी।
तो कोर्ट तो मैं समझता हूँ, अगर कोई गरीब आदमी है, बेसहारा आदमी, उसकी कोई सुनता नहीं है, प्रशासन नहीं सुनता है, सपोज पुलिस नहीं सुनती, तो फिर वो धमकी देता है कि मैं कोर्ट में तुम्हें देख लूंगा। जनरल सी बात कर रहा हूँ अमन साहब
जी।
तो जाहिर सी बात है कि कोर्ट पे हमें पूर्ण विश्वास है। शुरू से ही हम ये बात कहते आए हैं कि कोर्ट का जो भी फैसला होगा हमें मंजूर होगा।
तो जो यूपी गवर्नमेंट ने ये स्टेप लिया कि जाके कहा कि केस विड्रॉ किया जाए, ये किस कारण से हुआ आपको लगता है?
नहीं, सरकार तो ये सरकार ही बता सकती है। नहीं, जो आदमी एप्लीकेशन मूव कर रहा है, मतलब गवर्नर साहब के शुरू हुई थी वो, मेरे ख्याल में उनके अप्रूवल के बाद, तो ये तो जाहिर सी बात है कि वो तो गवर्नमेंट ही बता सकती है सर, मैं थोड़ी ना बता सकती
जी। क्योंकि जब ये मूव हुआ तो आप काफी निराश थे?
नहीं सर, हम निराश नहीं थे। हाँ, एक ये अफसोसजनक भी था और कुछ एक्सेप्ट होने की बात नहीं है अमन साहब। एक तो अफसोसजनक बात थी कि ऐसा कभी हुआ नहीं है कि ऐसे केसेज में कभी भी मुकदमे वापसी टालने के लिए किसी सरकार ने पहल की हो। मैंने कभी नहीं सुना है ऐसे केसेज का मामला।
All right, so there is a sigh of relief for Mohammed Akhlaq's family. The UP court has rejected the state's government's plea to withdraw charges against the accused in the 2015 lynching of Mohammed Akhlaq. The court has deemed the government's application baseless. They've said that their reasons have no legal grounds and have directed the trial to proceed on a day-to-day basis. The state government, which was led by Chief Minister Yogi, had sought to withdraw this case. They were citing reasons such as inconsistencies in witness statements and lack of prior enmity between the accused and the victim. However, the court rejected this plea. Now, for more on this, we have Ananya live with us. Thank you so much for joining me on the broadcast. Now, a sigh of relief indeed for the family of Mohammed Akhlaq. This case is really dragged on. This appeal has been rejected. They've said that there's no legal basis for them to withdraw these charges. What can you tell us?
Well, absolutely. In fact, various observations have been made as far as this case is concerned, and very categorically, the court in Suratpur, this fast-track court, in fact, that was hearing the Akhlaq Lynching Case, has turned down this appeal that was filed by, in fact, the Uttar Pradesh government, clearly going on to say that, it is a baseless appeal devoid of any merit, and hence this petition has been turned down, and a day-by-day trial would actually continue in this particular case from the 6th of January. Not only that, what is also very, very crucial to note is that the court has gone on to categorically state and say that the prosecution should provide adequate security to the witnesses that would be coming in and appearing before it. And this petition, this application has been filed under Section 361, seeking, in fact, a withdrawal of the charges against these accused persons, is something that is devoid of merit, is premature, and at this particular stage, when already there are, statements of various witnesses already recorded, then there is no point in withdrawing the charges that have been leveled against, in fact, these particular people, is what, in fact, the Noida court or the Suratpur court has gone on to say.
Right, of course, now the court has ordered that this case move forward on a day-to-day basis. The next hearing is on the 6th of January 2026. Of course, when we talk about the accused here, one of them is son of a local BJP leader. They've been charged under various sections of the IPC, including murder and attempt to murder. Really, the case has been registered now. This is a 2015 case that we're looking at right now, the hearing for which next comes in the year 2026. Really, and now what are we expecting going forward, considering how long this has dragged on?
Well, absolutely. The case would continue, and in fact, certain witness statements need to be recorded. The prosecution will be presenting its remaining witnesses as far as things are concerned, and then we'll get to know as to what would be the real fate. Because at this point, if at all the UP government's petition would have been accepted, the real question would have actually remained is that whether and who actually killed Akhlaq. But the court has now turned down this petition that has been filed by the Uttar Pradesh government, clearly going on to note that there is no merit as far as this petition that has been filed by the Uttar Pradesh government is concerned. And it also takes note of the FSL report, which categorically stated and showed that there were no firearms or that were recovered from, in fact, Akhlaq, and moreover, it was only sticks and dandas that were actually recovered. It also went on to very categorically take into account the FSL report, which stated that that particular piece of beef meat is actually beef. However, the defense had actually contested it, saying that it is yet not proven, and it's a question that would arise in the trial of this particular case, that whether that beef was actually recovered from Akhlaq and whether this belonged to Akhlaq as well.
All right, Anna, thank you so much for bringing us the latest on this. Of course, there are various reactions that are coming in as well. Let's listen to this.
यानी स्पष्ट है कि उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार, भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार आरोपियों को, अपराधियों को बचाना चाहती थी, जिन्होंने झूठा फंसाने का काम किया था। तो अच्छी बात है, इस तरह के निर्णय हो तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, कानून व्यवस्था मजबूत होगी और लोगों को, इस तरह भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लोगों को, ये जो गलतफहमियां पैदा करते हैं, लोगों को लड़ाना चाहते हैं हर चीज़ में, हिंदू और मुसलमान, और आपने खुद ही बताया कि ऐसा वहाँ हुआ जो फर्जी मामला एक तरीके से था। तो इस तरह ऐसा निर्णय स्वागत योग्य है, कहीं ना कहीं कानून का सम्मान बढ़ेगा।
All right, Anna, thank you so much for bringing us the latest on this. Of course, there are various reactions that are coming in as well. Let's listen to this.
यानी स्पष्ट है कि उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार, भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार आरोपियों को, अपराधियों को बचाना चाहती थी, जिन्होंने झूठा फंसाने का काम किया था। तो अच्छी बात है, इस तरह के निर्णय हो तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, कानून व्यवस्था मजबूत होगी और लोगों को, इस तरह भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लोगों को, ये जो गलतफहमियां पैदा करते हैं, लोगों को लड़ाना चाहते हैं हर चीज़ में, हिंदू और मुसलमान, और आपने खुद ही बताया कि ऐसा वहाँ हुआ जो फर्जी मामला एक तरीके से था। तो इस तरह ऐसा निर्णय स्वागत योग्य है, कहीं ना कहीं कानून का सम्मान बढ़ेगा।
निश्चित रूप से ध्यान रही हैं। आप बताइए किसी की लंचिंग में हत्या हो जाए और सरकार उस केस को वापस लेने के लिए देखेगी तो क्या उसमें औचित्य है? औचित्य तो यही हो कि उनको सज़ा मिलनी चाहिए, कठोर से कठोर सज़ा होनी चाहिए। जिन लोगों ने उस घटना में शामिल हैं उनके ऊपर आपराधिक मुकदमे दर्ज हैं तो उनको सज़ा मिलनी चाहिए।
देखिए, जहाँ तक सवाल है अखलाक लिंचिंग केस का मामला, वो एक ऐसा मामला था जो मतलब नेशनल लेवल पे और इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे उस मामले में उस समय की जो भी लोग थे उनकी बहुत भर्त्सना की थी। मैं सरकार को अपना जो पक्ष था तो ये बात जाहिर हो गई सरकार की कि वो पूरी तरह से कोर्ट के अंदर फेल हो गए और कोर्ट ने उनकी अर्जी को खारिज कर दिया। अब सरकार इस बात का जवाब दे कि वो किस लिए हुआ। ये बात साफ जाहिर हो रही है कि उसमें जो हुआ था वो ठीक था और सरकार उसमें मुलजिमों का मदद करने का काम कर रही थी।
All right, more breaking news coming in at this hour. BJP leader Navneet Rana has sparked a major political controversy with loose remarks on population and community identity. It's drawn sharp criticism across political and social circles. Speaking to reporters in Amravati, she linked family size to national security and religious demographics, urging Hindus to have more children. Let's listen to what she said first.
मी खूप स्पष्ट म्हटलेलं आहे की एक मौलाना आहे की कोण आहे देवालाच माहित आहे, पण ते खुलेआम असं म्हणतात आहे की मला 4 बायका आणि 19 मुलं आहे म्हणतात आणि मला त्या गोष्टीची लाज वाटते की माझं कोरम 19 मुलांचं जे मला पाहिजे होते ते 30-35 मुलं पाहिजे होते आणि ते कोरम मी पूर्ण करू शकलो नाही म्हणे आणि त्या गोष्टीसाठी मला आजही नाराजगी वाटते। तर मी सगळे हिंदूंनाही सांगन की ते जर खुलेआम म्हणतात आहे 4 बायका आणि 19 मुलं तर आपण किमान 3-3, 4-4 मुलं आपले हिंदू लोकांनी केले पाहिजे। या ज्या पद्धतीने डॉमिनेट करण्याचा प्रयत्न करत आहे बोलून, तर मला वाटते की आपणही हिंदुस्थानमध्ये या भूमीमध्ये जन्माला आलो आहे। त्यांचा विचार आहे या हिंदुस्थानाला पाकिस्तान बनवण्याचं। एवढे संख्याने पोरं मुलं पैदा करून तर आपण एक मुलांवर का संतुष्टी करत आहे? 4-4, 3-3, 4-4 मुलं आपणही सुद्धा केले पाहिजे। त्याच्यामध्ये काही दुम्मत आपण कोणी ठेवली नाही पाहिजे।
All right, for more on this, we have Yesha Kotak live with us. Also, Yesha, there we've heard those comments that she's made linking national security, religious demographics that she's speaking about. Let's just spell it out for our viewers plainly what she's saying here and what really this is an attempt at.
So yes, this is not the first of the time where Navneet Rana has made a statement, stating that when Muslim community can have more than 3 wives and many children, why can't Hindus? In fact, earlier also there have been attempts by Navneet Rana to make such a controversial statement. This is one such attempt. In fact, here she's clearly hinting at similar to the statements that BJP leader Nitish Rane also makes, clearly targeting, saying that this is a Hindu religious run state, and which is how the Hindu community should also have some say in this. When it comes to Navneet Rana, be it the Hanuman Chalisa Rao, or for that matter, even this very statement, she has been someone who has made such statements. And here, she's targeting Maulana because she's made this statement right at Amravati, wherein she said that if Maulanas can have 19 children and 4 wives, why can't Hindus too? Now, when you speak of this, this statement has been made by Navneet Rana second time, in the last 10 days, because a similar statement was made by her just a couple of days back, and today again she's reiterated this statement. Yes.
Now, Yesha, of course, some may argue that these aren't just frivolous comments and could have serious consequences as well. We've seen that across party and political and social circles, these comments have been criticized. What can you tell us of the responses that have come to this?
Absolutely. Now when you speak of this very statement, this is being seen as a statement coming in on the lines of the elections that are being held in the state. In fact, before this, we also saw just after the state government was formed, Nitish Rane, who is also a minister in the BJP government, had clearly said that when it comes to Muslim community, if they have several children, why is it that they should also be a part of the Latki Bahin Yojana? And now here, as we see that there are several municipal corporation elections being held, including that of Amravati, is where this very statement of Navneet Rana comes in. So clearly, this would have a clear political ramification, ahead of the elections, municipal corporation elections in the state. Yeah.
All right, Yasha, thank you so much for bringing us the latest on that. We'll, of course, continue to track all developments on that front closely. Also, let's shift our focus now. We're getting more information right now. Now, these were the comments which were made by the party leader, by one of the party members there. It has been criticized by all social circles and political parties as well. We'll continue to bring you what the response to that is going to be. With that, we're going to slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. News and updates will continue on the other side on CNN News 18.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Of assembly elections in the state, where we're learning that the NDA and the AIADMK have now initiated seat sharing talks for the 2026 assembly polls in the state. According to sources, the AIADMK is likely to offer 30 seats to the Bharatiya Janata Party, which is 10 more than the number of seats the party contested on during the previous elections. Union Minister Piyush Goyal, who is the Bharatiya Janata Party's Tamil Nadu election in charge, met AIADMK General Secretary Edapike Palaniswamy to discuss the seat sharing arrangements. The AIADMK has reportedly proposed contesting 170 seats while allocating 30 seats to the Bharatiya Janata Party and 23 to the PMK. The BJP is seeking a larger share of the seats to expand its presence in Tamil Nadu, remember.
I am indeed delighted to be in Chennai and meet my dear friend and brother Edapadi Palaniswamy ji, who has led the Bharatiya Janata Party, AIADMK and other NDA alliance partners. We had very good meetings. We had very good discussions about strengthening our political work together, about fighting the 2026 assembly elections as a family, the NDA family, and under the leadership and guidance of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. We are very confident that NDA will have a sweeping victory in the 2026 elections.
See, they are in alliance and they have appointed these three people to take charge of Tamil Nadu affairs, and they have come and met their alliance partners. See, everybody knows that why Edapadi has fallen at the feet of BJP, because of his corruption. And BJP is threatening him with ED and other agencies. Everybody knows. What Piyush Goyal, they talk about corruption, but where is corruption? They have not made any charge.
This is the election season, the BJP election.
Welcome back to CNN News 18. Thank you so much for staying with us. Here's the big development that we're bringing for you right now. CNN News 18 mega exclusive news break that we're getting. We're learning that Pakistan will be demanding ISF command in Gaza. Top security sources have informed that Pakistan will be part of the International Stabilization Force conditionally. Top US-Pakistan defense officials met with regards to this to speak about this on ISF information, the role, operational procedures, planning and term of references. These were some of the things we're given to understand that were discussed. Field Marshal Asim Munir is likely to meet the US CENTCOM commander and Marco Rubio as well. So this is the big update that we're getting right now, that Pakistan is going to have a conditional role in the international stabilization force for Gaza. This has been Pakistan has conveyed its willingness to participate under a set of political, military and certain conditions which will be put in place. Sources have told us that Islamabad wants its military to command in the ISF in Gaza. We are given to understand at this point, of course, what these conditions are and what the fine print says. That's something that we'll have to wait and understand going forward. According to top security sources, senior US and Pakistani defense officials have been in regular contact with regards to this over the possible formation, the mandate and the operational procedures of the International Stabilization Force in Gaza. So there we could see Pakistan have a conditional command role in Gaza's International Stabilization Force, and we're given to understand that they've been in regular contact with US defense officials with regards to this. Also, high-level discussions are expected further also on the forces structure, the framework and the terms of reference, as well as the conditions that they will be working under. A meeting between Pakistan's Army Chief Field Marshal Asim Munir and US CENTCOM commander is also likely, alongside separate diplomatic engagements with US Secretary of State Marco Rubio. This is what we're hearing from our sources. Pakistan and US security officials in touch on the role of Pakistan in the ISF formation in Gaza. For more on this, we have Siddhant Mishra live with us. Siddhant, thank you so much for joining us. Now, there, Pakistan seeking a conditional role in the International Stabilization Force in Gaza. What do you make of this?
Right. In fact, this was the proposal which was moved by United States long back. In fact, ahead of the implementation of 20 points peace plan by President Trump. At that point also, United States wanted Pakistan to be actively involved militarily in as far as this force is concerned. But Pakistan largely has been hesitant in accepting on record that they are going to be the part of ISF. In fact, once this question was asked to Ishaq Dar, he said that there is no such plans, etc., etc. But you know, last week this entire chatter got confirmed when Secretary Rubio came on record and said that Pakistan has made proposal to the United States to be the part of ISF. And in fact, now Manoj Gupta is bringing this input for us, where Manoj is reporting that Pakistan will be the part of International Stabilization Force conditionally. Now, top US-Pakistan defense officials meeting on ISF formation, role, operational procedures, planning, terms of references soon. In fact, Field Marshal Asim Munir likely to meet US CENTCOM commander and Marco Rubio. United States top diplomatic and defense delegation likely to visit Pakistan. Secretary Rubio likely to visit Pakistan soon. Pakistan and United States defense and security officials are in regular touch. President Trump wants immediate deployment of International Stabilization Force in Gaza. So Manoj is reporting for us that it is conditional participation of Pakistan in ISF, but perhaps back home in Pakistan there's going to be a lot of backlash, a lot of heat which the government and army will definitely have to face because of this decision, because it is very politically sensitive in Pakistan.
Absolutely, Siddhant. Now, of course, this is a very politically sensitive development that we're getting right now. Also, given the volatility and the devastation that we've seen in Gaza as well, for Pakistan to have any sort of a role in this International Stabilization Force, if you remember back in November, was also authorized by the UN Security Council. What does that spell for the region?
Well, that's right. Look, it is politically sensitive for Asim Munir and Shehbaz Sharif's government, because there are a lot of groups like Tehreek-e-Labbaik who have been, protesting, taking out marches in Pakistan against Israel. and this participating in this this particular force, international stabilization force, means disarmament of Hamas. Perhaps how Asim Munir and Shehbaz Sharif are going to convince people back in Pakistan, what is going to be their articulation, that would really be interesting to see. But right now the top priority for ISF is going to be the disarmament of Hamas, and this force will be used in Gaza to contain Hamas, which is perhaps contrary to the policy of the Pakistani state.
All right, Siddhant, thank you so much for bringing us the latest on that. Of course, we're still waiting to read the fine print and see what sort of conditions and what sort of a framework will be put in place for this and when this is finalized. However, let's shift our focus for now. The Delhi High Court, it suspended the life sentence of Kuldeep Singh Sengar, the expelled BJP leader convicted in the Unnao rape case. Sengar was sentenced to life imprisonment in December 2019. For raping a minor in 2017. The court's decision allows Sengar to be released on bail pending his appeal against the conviction. The conditions of his release are as follows: furnishing a personal bond of 15 lakh rupees with 3 sureties of the same amount, not entering within a 5-kilometer radius of the victim's residence, not threatening or contacting the victim or her family, reporting to police, local police station once a week, depositing his passport to the trial court. The victim's family has expressed dismay at the court's decision, calling it a travesty of justice. But Sengar is not coming out of jail as of now, since he is also convicted in a case of custodial death of the victim's father. No relief in that case yet either.
जज साहब ने जजमेंट सुनाया, मुझे बहुत दुख हुआ। मुझे लगा कि मैं यहीं पे सुसाइड कर लूँ अपना, लेकिन मैंने अपने बच्चों के बारे में सोचा, मैंने अपने परिवार के बारे में सोचा, इसलिए कुछ हिम्मत नहीं किया। लेकिन हमारे साथ में अन्याय हुआ है। ये जजमेंट 3 महीने बाद हुआ है, ताकि सारा सेटलमेंट करके तब जजमेंट हुआ है। ताकि चुनाव आ रहे हैं, इलेक्शन आ रहा है, इसलिए उनको बाहर निकाला गया ताकि वो अपनी पत्नी को खड़ा करके चुनाव लड़ सके, उनकी पत्नी चुनाव लड़ सके। ऐसे रेप के आरोपी अगर बाहर आएंगे तो देश की बेटियां कैसे सुरक्षित रहेंगी, हम कैसे सुरक्षित रहेंगे, सब असुरक्षित हो जाएंगे। मुझे सुप्रीम कोर्ट पे आँख बंद करके भरोसा है कि इनकी बेल को खारिज करेगा।
All right, breaking news coming in this case. The Delhi High Court, while suspending his life sentence, also said that Kuldeep Singh Sengar can't be kept in jail only because of the threat perception of the victim in this Unnao rape case. The court cannot keep a person in custody being apprehensive that police may not do its job of protecting the victim properly. Now, this is the reason that has been cited by the court for suspending his life sentence. Now, Ananya, of course, there we heard the victim as well, completely devastated over this development, saying that she almost thought to take her own life. Clearly, there's been no relief for the victim's family. The court there also saying that just because of a threat perception, they cannot keep a person in custody. Ananya, if you could just break this down for our viewers.
Well, if you go absolutely by the law, this is a suspension of sentence is in fact based upon the kind of conduct a person has actually had in jail, and whether there have been any chances or any attempts that he had made in order to influence the witnesses in this particular case. Very clearly, the Delhi High Court has given out a judgment saying that, the threat perception is not the only thing that needs to be, and there have been conditions that have been laid out by the Delhi High Court with regards to how these people should not come into the 5-kilometer radius of, in fact, the victim. He should stay in the national capital while he is in fact, on the interim bail period, or probably what we call it suspension of sentence period, and should not come in the way of the victim or tried to contact or establish any contact with any witnesses in this particular case. However, the threat perception, the judge has very categorically stated that only based on the threat perception, it cannot be said that this person should be kept inside the jail. So very clearly, there are a lot of contradictions, there are a lot of criticism of the judgment that is happening at this particular point of time. But the victim is somebody who is suffering on the ground. She's devastated, she's very scared. But at the same point of time, certain protests are also likely to come up in the national capital as far as this is concerned, because everybody is enraged with the kind of a judgment that has come out from the Delhi High Court as far as Kuldeep Singh Sengar is concerned.
Absolutely, Ananya, do stay on with us, of course. Let's just listen in to the reactions that have come to this also.
मेरी सिक्योरिटी भी हटा दिया, सब तन की हटा दिया। मेरे बच्चन का खतरा है सर। हम कैसे जिएंगे, कैसे रहेंगे? हम बेटियों बहन के साथ खड़े रहेंगे, हमेशा हमेशा न्याय की लड़ाई लड़ेंगे, पीछे नहीं हटेंगे। इनकी बेल खारिज होए सर, हमको तभी भरोसा होगा कि इनका बेल खारिज हुई है, हमको न्याय मिले। इनको बाहर आने से मेरे बच्चों को खतरा है, मेरे गांव में जाऊं, मेरे पैरोकार हैं उनको खतरा है, मेरे देवर का खतरा है।
पहले तो इन्होंने मेरे बड़े पापा को मरवाया, फिर इन्होंने मेरे पापा को मरवाया, फिर मेरी बहन के साथ कांड किया। कांड करने के बाद रेप किया उसके साथ और फिर रेप किया। रेप करने के बाद फिर इन्होंने मेरे चाचा को झूठे केस में इन्होंने फंसा दिया, जेल में करवा दिया। जो एक लड़की को न्याय दिलाने आए, उस बात की वो सजा काट रहे हैं। उनको जो बेल दी गई है, हमको राहत नहीं, ना मेरे परिवार को राहत है। वो बाहर तो आ गए हैं, लेकिन हम लोगों को सिर पे खतरा मंडरा रहा है सर। धमकियां पे धमकियां मिलती हैं।
पहले से ही इन्होंने बहुत मुश्किलों का सामना किया है और न्याय कैसे मिला है ये तो हम सबको पता है। न्याय मतलब छीना गया था, पर अब क्या हुआ? अब ऐसा क्या हो गया कि जो न्याय मिला था वो छिन गया इनसे और आज पूरा फैसला पलट गया और आज उसको बरी कर दिया गया। जहाँ पर दरिंदों को आप बेल दे देते हैं और अच्छे इनोसेंट इंसान जो इनके चाचा हैं उनको आप दबाव दे के जेल में डाल देते हैं, बिना उनको बेल नहीं मिल रही है। इनोसेंट लोग जेल में हैं, उनको बेल नहीं मिल रही है। यहाँ रेपिस्ट को बाहर आप भेज रहे हैं, उनको पूरा खतरा है। और खतरा सिर्फ बोलने का नहीं है, इनके परिवार की हत्या कर दी गई है। आपने देखा पिता को कस्टडी में मार दिया।
ये अब सबको पता है पूरे देश और दुनिया में कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकारें रेपिस्ट, महिला विरोधी सोच रखने वाले, दलित विरोधी सोच रखने वाले, कमज़ोर ओबीसी विरोधी सोच रखने वाले लोगों को पुरस्कृत करती है भारतीय जनता पार्टी। पूरे देश में उदाहरण दिया जाता है कुलदीप सेंगर का। उनको सज़ा तक हो गई, सारा केस सब जांच हो गई। अब जाके सरकार कोई कमज़ोर पक्ष अगर कोर्ट में रख के ऐसे व्यक्ति को अगर बाहर निकलने में मदद करती है तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी को शर्म आनी चाहिए। देश भर की महिलाओं के साथ भारतीय जनता पार्टी गद्दारी कर रही है इस तरीके के काम करके।
All right, Ananya, let me just come back to you. We've heard what the victim's family has had to say also. We've heard the victim's account as well, completely devastated. They're calling this a travesty of justice. That being said, let's come to the other element of this entire saga. Also, he's also convicted in the case of death in custody of the victim's father. So there's no relief in that case yet. What can you tell us? Ananya, can you hear me?
Well, this is a case that this case has garnered a lot of headlines as far as things are concerned since the very beginning, because we saw the death of the father of the victim while in police custody. We saw a massive accident taking place, and several cases were actually registered as far as the Unnao rape incident is concerned. And now the Delhi High Court giving out, in fact, a judgment wherein it is giving out a suspension of sentence for Kuldeep Singh Sengar has outraged a lot of protests and criticism of the Delhi High Court. But one thing is for sure, that Kuldeep Singh Sengar still stays inside the jail because he has not got an interim bail in another case of Unnao rape, and hence there is no no point that he is coming out of the jail very soon, and that is exactly what is the crux of this whole judgment. Though the court says that there is a threat perception that is looked in, but it is not the sole ground on which a person can be kept inside the jail. There has to be a balance that needs to be created as far as rights of people are concerned. But the people are outraged. The victim is, enraged with the kind of order that is coming from, in fact, the Delhi High Court. But what happens next, whether there would be an appeal in the Supreme Court against this particular order, whether these people would be going to the Supreme Court for a protest, is something that only time will tell us.
All right, Anana, thank you so much for that. We're also now being joined by Udit Raj on the broadcast with me. Thank you so much for joining us. What's your assessment of this?
That judgment is bad, and of course government should appeal in Supreme Court that of course life imprisonment should not be suspended. He is a hardcore criminal. He has killed many people, and if he is being given such a liberty or concession, others will also get encouraged, and everybody knows that what he had done. And in highlighted issues, when the judges have such a opinion, you can imagine that how are they doing justice to the normal cases. This is an extraordinary case, an exceptional case. In that case also, judges have not come over their own predisposition, biases. I can see that it's a biases of the judge, and of course the Supreme Court either should take notice on its own, or the government should go in appeal.
Right, absolutely, sir. Also, just for more clarity and for the benefit of our viewers, also first handed a life sentence and now that has been suspended, and then the court is saying that a person cannot be kept in custody being apprehensive of a threat perception, but a threat clearly does exist, doesn't it?
Exactly, it exists. And despite the fact when he was framed, and afterwards 2 members of family were killed, so when he comes out of the jail, definitely he will terrorize them and see to it that they will withdraw it, and he'll get exonerated and he goes scot-free. So at no cost he should be released from the jail.
All right, so thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast with your insights on this also. All right, let's shift our focus. 5 US lawmakers have written to Yunus expressing concern amid the crisis and the chaos in Bangladesh. US lawmakers have urged Bangladesh's interim chief advisor, Mohammad Yunus, to create conditions for free and fair elections, which are expected in February next year. They've also expressed concern over the suspension of any political party on Awami League. Letter has also warned that banning political parties or reviving the International Crimes Tribunal in its earlier flawed form could undermine democracy going forward. Meanwhile, India on Tuesday also summoned Bangladesh High Commissioner Riaz Hamidullah hours after Bangladesh's foreign ministry summoned Indian counterpart Pranay Verma to express Dhaka's grave concerns over a series of incidents in India. These are protests that they're talking about, peaceful protests targeting Bangladeshi diplomatic missions. This is the second time the Bangladeshi envoy to India, Hamidullah, was summoned by the Indian government amid tense ties between the two countries following the violent anti-India protests in several parts of Bangladesh and the lynching of Deepu Chandra Das as well. Now for more, U.S. Congressman Thomas R. Soze has also written to U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio to raise concerns over the murder of Deepu Chandra Das and attacks on Hindu minorities in Bangladesh. So, of course, the world is taking note of the atrocities against minorities in Bangladesh, allowed to go unchecked completely under Muhammad Yunus. For more on this, we have Siddhant Mishra live with us. Siddhant, of course, we've seen utter chaos in the past few days. The world is taking note right now. U.S. lawmakers have written a warning to Yunus as well, saying that elections must go ahead in February. We're expecting that. What can you tell us?
Well, that's right. In fact, day before yesterday, Chief Advisor Muhammad Yunus did try to do damage control to some extent by speaking to Ambassador designate to India, Sergio Gore. In fact, in that telephonic conversation, he lodged Sheikh Hasina's complaint with the United States that how she is meddling in the election process of Bangladesh by spending millions of dollars, etc., etc. It was a damage control by Muhammad Yunus because after the violence and arson in Bangladesh, media houses attacked, minorities attacked, perhaps there is a lot of focus of the international media on Bangladesh, situation unfolding in Bangladesh. So the other day when he spoke to Ambassador designate of US to India, he complained about Sheikh Hasina. In a way, he blamed Sheikh Hasina and Awami League for violence, etc., etc. But what we are witnessing right now is that there is a growing concern and interest of US lawmakers as far as situation in Bangladesh is concerned. In fact, this morning we reported that how 3 US congressmen wrote letter to Muhammad Yunus, perhaps raising concerns over the decision of his government not to let Awami League contest the elections. And now this is again a very interesting letter which has been written by the member of the Congress, Thomas R. Soze, to Secretary of State Marco Rubio, perhaps raising concern over the atrocities against the minorities in Bangladesh. In fact, he has also sought Marco Rubio a briefing time on the situation unfolding in Bangladesh. So as I said that Muhammad Yunus did try to do damage control to some extent by shifting blame on Sheikh Hasina, by blaming India, things like that. But it is not working, and US lawmakers are definitely concerned over the attacks on minority community. In fact, they are asking for time from the State Department for the briefing. They are also writing to Muhammad Yunus, raising concern over banning Awami League. Back to you.
All right, Siddhant, thank you so much for bringing us the latest on that. And with that, we're going to slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. News and updates will continue on the other side on CNN News 18. Just stay tuned.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Of assembly elections in the state, where we're learning that the NDA and the AIADMK have now initiated seat sharing talks for the 2026 assembly polls in the state. According to sources, the AIADMK is likely to offer 30 seats to the Bharatiya Janata Party, which is 10 more than the number of seats the party contested on during the previous elections. Union Minister Piyush Goyal, who is the Bharatiya Janata Party's Tamil Nadu election in charge, met AIADMK General Secretary Edupike Palaniswamy to discuss the seat sharing arrangements. The AIADMK has reportedly proposed contesting 170 seats while allocating 30 seats to the Bharatiya Janata Party and 23 to the PMK. The BJP is seeking a larger share of the seats to expand its presence in Tamil Nadu, remember.
I am indeed delighted to be in Chennai and meet my dear friend and brother Edapadi Palaniswamy ji, who has led the Bharatiya Janata Party, AIADMK and other NDA alliance partners We had very good meetings. We had very good discussions about strengthening our political work together, about fighting the 2026 assembly elections as a family, the NDA family, and under the leadership and guidance of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. We are very confident that NDA will have a sweeping victory in the 2026 elections.
See, they are in alliance and they have appointed these three people to take charge of Tamil Nadu affairs, and they have come and met their alliance partners. See, everybody knows that why Edappadi has fallen at the feet of BJP, because of his corruption. And BJP is threatening him with ED and other agencies. Everybody knows. What Piyush Goyal, they talk about corruption, but where is corruption? They have not made any charge.
This is the election season. The BJP election in charge has come here. You held a meeting. What are your plans? What is the BJP strategy for 2026?
No, we are very happy that our Piyush ji and Meghwal ji has come here as in charge. Both are very well versed in electoral work. Honorable Piyush ji was with us in 2019 and Meghwal ji was in Puducherry to bring NDA. So definitely NDA will be more successful and we will dethrone DMK. Our total agenda is to dethrone DMK and to bring NDA into power.
Can we expect more smaller parties to be roped in considering...
That and all will be decided by our in-charges and our national party. As Karyakartas will convey our view about local politics and it is up to them to decide, but we are very hopeful we will become very stronger alliance.
Tamil Nadu is the potential area for now NDA. So NDA public also interested to planning to vote to NDA. So NDA is and Piyush Goyal is the election king. West Bengal, he done so many things scenario. So he came to Tamil Nadu. It may expected great change. First round, general discussion with ADMK and New Justice Party. In future, next stage anyway, year after he will planning to come every 10 days once a year. So next step it may come.
Let me take this across to my colleague Purnima Murli, who is now with us on the broadcast. Purnima, 10 more seats from last time to the Bharatiya Janata Party. Hello and welcome, and thank you so much for staying with CNN News 18. Let's now begin with the headlines. India summons Bangladesh High Commissioner second time in a week. World takes note. US lawmakers demand elections in Bangladesh. Usman Hadi's brother claims he was killed to delay elections. Remark blows lid off UNIS's blame on India for Hadi's killing. Meanwhile, UNIS administration censures TV anchor for alleged anti-Bangladesh stance. Outrage over Deepu's killing grows. BJP urges Hindus to block Bangladesh border in Bengal to protest atrocities. Court dismisses Yogi government's plea to withdraw 2015 Akhlaq Lynching Case. Family welcomes justice while all accused remain out on bail. Delhi High Court suspends the life sentence awarded to expelled BJP leader Kuldeep Singh Sengar, convicted and sentenced to life imprisonment in the Unnao rape case. Amid row over Delhi Minister Sirsa posting picture of using top-end air purifier, Union Minister Gadkari takes a bold stand, links patriotism to war on pollution. After recent debacle, powers to come together for Pune municipal polls. Meanwhile, BJP and Shiv Sena seal pact for elections. Violence erupts in Assam's West Karbi Anglong. Tribals clash with alleged illegal settlers. Internet suspended. DGP attacked. ISRO's LVM-3 rocket BlueBird into space from Sriharikota, deploying India's largest commercial communication satellite in low Earth orbit. Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli return to domestic cricket in Vijay Hazare Trophy for Mumbai and Delhi respectively. Let's begin with our top focus story, which is to do with Delhi pollution. As Delhi grapples with the toxic smog, Union Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari has acknowledged that the transport sector is a major contributor to the pollution, accounting for around 40% of the city's air pollution. Stressing the urgent need to reduce a reliance on fossil fuels, Gadkari highlighted India's annual expenditure for the same that goes up to nearly 22 lakh crore rupees, and this is on imports alone. He ended up also questioning the sustainability of such a dependence. Now, Gadkari also called for promoting electric and hydrogen-powered vehicles, something that he himself uses in a personal capacity. All this to achieve zero pollution and link this entire move to a form of true nationalism, reducing imports while boosting exports.
मैं 2 दिन मुश्किल से रहता हूँ, इन्फेक्शन हो गया। ये दिल्ली पूरा प्रदूषण से त्रस्त है। क्यों है? मैं ट्रांसपोर्ट मंत्री हूँ, 40% हमारे कारण होता है, क्योंकि ये फॉसिल फ्यूल, पेट्रोल, डीजल। सुदर्शन जी कितने बार मुझे कहते थे कि इस देश का किसान अन्नदाता नहीं, ऊर्जादाता बनेगा, ईंधन दाता बनेगा, हवाई ईंधन दाता बनेगा। अब सब बन गया, बिटुमिन भी बन गया, पर कोई विश्वास रखने के लिए तैयार नहीं। और आज भी इतना 22 लाख करोड़ हम खर्चा कर रहे हैं। अब ये राष्ट्रवाद कैसा होगा? इस देश में 22 लाख करोड़ रुपए हम लोग फॉसिल फ्यूल इंपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, देश में प्रदूषण दे रहे हैं।
Very important statements that have been made by the Union Minister, Mr. Nitin Gadkari. He is talking about how 40% of Delhi's air pollution comes in from the traffic in the national capital region. 40% of the pollution has been accounted for, and all of this due to vehicular emissions. And he also goes on to talk about the excessive import of fossil fuels. He talks about the numbers where he's talking about how 22 lakh crores alone is spent on import of fossil fuels. He says that reliance needs to go. India needs to export more rather than relying on imports. There needs to be a reliance on electric vehicle, also hydrogen-powered vehicle, something that he uses in a personal capacity as well. And that is the future, and that is also a true nationalism, he says. So equating patriotism to the use of something that you grow here, that you can, in fact, make available while in India and not really rely on imports from abroad. That is the key statement that has been made by Union Minister Nitin Gadkari. He also, in a sense, is talking about how disastrous this entire air quality really is. The fact that air quality has really gone down to disastrous levels. Hazardous is what the AQI meters read. This is what says volumes about what really can be done to reduce the air qualities, particularly talking about vehicular emissions, which contributes majorly to the pollutants in the Delhi air, making the air more toxic. And coming from the Transport Minister himself, this is a big statement that has been made. Clearly, there will be a lot of responses coming in. And remember, while this has happened, Aam Aadmi Party has cited a certain picture of Delhi's Environment Minister Manjinder Singh Sirsa while in his office using a high-end air purifier while Delhi grapples in the toxic air. So the back and forth between the erstwhile Delhi government under Aam Aadmi Party and the now Delhi government under the Bharatiya Janata Party, that continues. This is the picture that has been cited by the Aam Aadmi Party while training its guns against the BJP government in the national capital. And we are waiting for responses now, considering the one statement that was made by Manjinder Singh Sirsa was that something that has been done by the Aam Aadmi Party, which is a wrong towards the Delhiites when it is about tackling pollution, cannot be allayed in 8 months. This is a statement that had come in from the Environment Minister. And while this back and forth between AAP and BJP continues, there is this major statements being made by Mr. Nitin Gadkari, talking about how traffic contributes to 40% of the pollution in the national capital and there needs to be a reduced reliance on fossil fuel imports. My colleague Arun Dhanta is now with us on the broadcast. Arun, coming from the Union Minister on Transport, this is a big statement.
Absolutely. We haven't heard anybody coming from the union government side speaking on the pollution condition in Delhi. And what is happening in Delhi is something, a politics between Delhi government and Aam Aadmi Party. But Nitin Gadkari, Union Road and Transport Minister, taking that onus, saying that he knows that 40% of the pollution in Delhi is happening due to vehicular pollution, which of course comes under his ministry as far as roads and transport ministry is concerned. And Nitin Gadkari, of course, speaking about the money that we are spending on fossil fuel, 22 lakh crore annually that we are spending on the fossil fuel that we import from outside. Therefore, he's saying that we need to focus more on exports than imports. And Nitin Gadkari is somebody who, in fact, himself drives in a hydro-powered car. We've seen him on multiple occasions in Delhi, even in Parliament, every time he comes in that car. And he's been speaking about a 10 years formula, which is very important, where he says that he's working on that, where after 10 years, there will not be any car in the country which will run in the fossil fuel. So larger focus of Nitin Gadkari is on hydropower and EVs, and therefore he's connecting it with the nationalism, saying that saving that money and saving people from the pollution in the national capital is the real nationalism. And as we've been discussing about this, that we haven't heard tall leader as Nitin Gadkari speaking about the condition of Delhi pollution. What is happening capital is Manjinder Singh Sirsa, who's the environment minister. He's putting blame on Aam Aadmi Party. Aam Aadmi Party is saying that, look, this government in parliament says that there is no connection between lung infections and the pollution. So this politics is going to the next level in the national capital, where people are suffering with this tragic pollution.
Right, absolutely. Arun, is there anything planned by the central government now that there is a central minister calling the pollution and the reasons for pollutions really out? Will there be a meeting particularly to discuss ways to tackle pollution in the national capital region?
Well, see, one thing is very clear, Griha, that this is a message from Nitin Gadkari's side, and that to his own government. His ministry, of course, has been working on that. He's been talking about the cocktail of, different things, where he includes, electric vehicles, flex power vehicles, hydropower vehicles. He's talking about all these things. And he's also speaking about the plan, the larger plan, which his ministry has made. But probably it requires, of course, efforts at a larger level in the government. And because we haven't, Nitin Gadkari, of course, speaking about this in the past, but we haven't heard him speaking about this 40% pollution coming from the vehicle side, and in some way taking onus on himself. So this is a very, very big message. And we've been also talking about this, that if he is not able to do it, anything to control the pollution, but he would surely get some sort of sympathy from the people of Delhi. That at least he has accepted this fact that there is a concern, there is a problem, and vehicular pollution is in fact adding to it in large numbers. So therefore, that's why his statement is very, very significant. Also for, of course, Delhi government, because what BJP has been promising here in the national capital, I've been covering their rallies. Their leaders were speaking about this, that if they will come to power in Delhi, they will curb, they will bring down pollution. But right now, in 7-8 months, as they are saying that we can't do it, but it's not that some efforts are not really visible on the ground, which can be seen by people that they are doing something.
Right, Arun, thank you so much for that perspective. And on that note, we are shifting our focus. We are, in fact, getting you this breaking piece of information, cutting across live to the Bal Thackeray Memorial, where the big unity pitch of the Thackeray cousins is on in full display. As Uddhav Thackeray and Raj Thackeray reunite after 20 years. 2 decades is what it took for this unity pitch to come about, and that entire deal that's been now signed, that both the cousins will be fighting elections together right ahead of the BMC polls. Sealing the deal is the Thackeray cousins. My colleague Mayuresh is now with us on the broadcast. Mayuresh, this is a big development as far as Maharashtra politics is concerned. I wonder how one of the alliance partners of Uddhav Sena, that is a Congress party, when it is about the Mahavikas Aghadi, how are they going to be taking this?
See, Mahavikas Aghadi, they have already told that the Congress will not be part of this particular alliance when Uddhav Thackeray is joining hands today formally with MNS chief Raj Thackeray. After the July event, this is the first time both the brothers had showed this kind of show of strength. So Congress is basically not in this. Congress is looking for some other partners. Till yesterday, they were speaking with Prakash Ambedkar, the Vanchit Bahujan Aghadi, to have alliance with them. But today, it's a big announcement which is going to happen, that both the brothers will be again seen sharing the dais, sharing the stage, where they will be formally announcing the alliance of MNS, that is Maharashtra Navanirman Sena and Shiv Sena UBT, for the civic body polls which are going to happen on 15th.
Well, absolutely. And BJP, on its part, is mocking this entire milap of the Thackeray brothers. More on that as well as this event continues at the Bal Thackeray Memorial, Mayuresh.
Absolutely. Now, just to update you that both the brothers, along with their families, they have left for the press conference venue. Okay. And when we talk about the BJP is certainly criticizing this particular alliance, because they are of this opinion that both the brothers are coming not for the cause of Marathi Manus, which they are trying to portray. They are coming for the cause of BMC election and the mayor post, which they are eyeing.
Right, absolutely. So any moment now that making things official really is going to be laid bare before the media. You're talking about this press conference that both the cousins, both the brothers are headed for. What all took place at the Bal Thackeray Memorial today, Mayuresh?
Absolutely. So, if we talk about what exactly happened over here, Uddhav Thackeray didn't directly come here. He, along with his family, which is Aditya Thackeray and Rashmi Thackeray, they directly gone to Raj Thackeray's residence, which is just 100 to 200 meters away from where I'm standing at Bal Thackeray Memorial. They met the Raj Thackeray and entire family, and both the Thackeray families came in a 3 different cars. In first car, in Raj Thackeray's car, Uddhav Thackeray and Raj Thackeray came. Then we saw Amit Thackeray, Raj Thackeray's son, and Aditya Thackeray. Both of them came. And then there, Rashmi Thackeray and Sharmila Thackeray, they came. So it was kind of a not only show of strength, but they wanted to show the party workers, the entire Marathi Manus or the people of Mumbai and people of Maharashtra, that the families have now united. There was a time when both the families got parted their ways, when Raj Thackeray had established his own political party, when he had differences with Uddhav Thackeray. But after 20-21 years now, both the families are showing that they are united, and they are giving a very clear message that when you talk about the Thackeray, when you talk about the Sena, these are the only two Senas and no one else.
Well, absolutely. And like I said, Mayuresh, this is going to be shifting this entire political dynamics in favor of the Thackerays, because they have a dominant Marathi vote bank. Does that mean that the fight for the BJP, particularly as far as the Mahayuti goes, gets tougher? And that means the reliance that the BJP will have to do, particularly on the Shinde Sena, becomes more and more?
I will say that it will be a very big challenge for Shinde Sena, because now if we see the local body polls where all the parties have played their role, or they have participated, whereas BJP has emerged as the single largest party or the biggest party who have won the biggest and maximum seats. But if we talk about the Shinde Sena led by Eknath Shinde, they will be facing this challenge, because when both the Thackerays are together, that time when you ask people that who is the real Shiv Sena or who is the real Sena or who is basically carrying forward the legacy of Balasaheb Thackeray, and undoubtedly people may see that both the Thackerays are together and they may pose a challenge. So that's why it's a bigger challenge for Eknath Shinde led Sena. That's what I feel.
What are the voices that you're hearing from Shinde Sena so far as this big unity is concerned? Remember, there was a lot of chatter before this official announcement that will be made in this press conference that will very soon follow. Any murmurs that you're learning of from the Shinde Sena faction?
So Shinde Sena faction is also criticizing this kind of alliance which both the brothers are making after 20 years. And they are also clearly saying that both the Thackerays are coming together because they have a fear that they are going to lose the BMC election. And it is a desperate attempt from both the Thackerays, and they are coming together only for the seat of the mayor and only to acquire the power at BMC and not for the cause of Marathi Manu. So the same, we can say the same attack which the BJP is leveling allegation, the same attack is Shinde Sena is using to criticize this kind of alliance.
But Mayuresh, do stay on with us. We have a reaction coming in from UBT's Priyanka Chaturvedi. Let's take a look.
ऐतिहासिक क्षण है, ऐतिहासिक दिन है और एक ऐतिहासिक जीत की तरफ हम अग्रसर होंगे जब ये दोनों भाई आज मिलकर जो युति का अनाउंसमेंट है वो करेंगे। और ये समय की मांग है। जैसे हमने देखा था कुछ दिन पहले NSIL में इतनी जनता आई थी और उनका विश्वास ये था कि हम लोग सब एक साथ मिलकर लड़ेंगे, आज वो पूरा होने जा रहा है। तो ये महाझूठी गठबंधन को उनको सजा सिखाने के लिए, उनको सजा देने के लिए और जो इन्होंने जनता को त्रस्त रखा है वो त्रस्त जो इन्होंने काम किया है जनता के बीच लेकर जाने के लिए हम काम करेंगे। और आपको ध्यान रहेगा कि BMC के 3.5 साल से चुनाव नहीं हुए हैं, जो भी उसकी ट्रेजरी थी, जो भी पैसा था, इन्होंने लूट खाया है और जनता का कोई काम नहीं हुआ है। तो ये सारे मुद्दे हम जनता के बीच में लेकर जाएंगे, उनका विश्वास जीतेंगे।
सरकार में जो लोग बैठे हैं वो कह रहे हैं कि सिर्फ राजनीति के लिए साथ में आ रहा है और कितना भी कोशिश कर ले नाम तो जो है मोदी का।
देखिए राजनीति के लिए लोग आ रहे हैं तो ये महायुति क्या है? महायुति कुछ नहीं है, महाझूठी है। तीनों की आपस में चप्पल जूते चल रहे हैं, तीनों में आकर आंख से आंख मेल नहीं है। पुणे में आप देख रहे हैं क्या हो रहा है, मुंबई में आप सुन रहे हैं क्या हो रहा है। ये सिर्फ और सिर्फ पैसों के लिए आए हैं, ये पावर के लिए आए हैं। तो राजनीति उनके लिए, राजनीति हमारे लिए एक सेवा का माध्यम है। इनके लिए राजनीति जो है सिर्फ पावर ग्रैब करने का माध्यम है, ये जनता समझ रही है।
किस पार्टी का होगा?
मेयर हमारी पार्टी के होंगे, 25 साल से हमारी पार्टी के हैं। जनता हम पे फिर से विश्वास जताएगी। और हाँ,
Mayuresh, we just heard that reaction by Priyanka Chaturvedi. Of course, very upbeat reactions coming in from the UBT. Now that this alliance this pact very much is signed, how soon can we expect that official announcement at that press conference now by both the Thackeray brothers?
So both the Thackeray brothers have left for the press conference venue, which is just 2.5 kilometers away from the Balasaheb Thackeray Memorial. It is at Worli, which is again the constituency of Aditya Thackeray. It was supposed to start at 12 o'clock, but it's 12 past 15 now. So we are expecting that within the next 5 to 10 minutes, both the Thackeray brothers will reach at that venue and they will address that press conference in which they will make a formal alliance of both the parties for the for upcoming local body polls, which are happening on 15th.
Well, absolutely. Do stay on with us, Mayuresh. We have Mr. Prasad Lar of the Bharatiya Janata Party who is now with us on the broadcast. Mr. Lar, how do you see this development, the Thackeray cousins united?
देखिए मैडम, एक बात है कि ठाकरे ब्रदर अगर साथ में भी आते हैं, कुछ भी ब्रांड क्रिएट करते तो उससे भाजपा या महायुति को कोई भी फर्क नहीं पड़ता। राजनीति में किसको किसके साथ जाना है, किसके साथ किसकी विचारधारा को लेके जाना है, ये निर्णय हर एक व्यक्ति का अपना और उनकी पार्टी का होता है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी और महायुति इतनी सक्षम है कि हम सक्षमता से काम कर सकते हैं और हमें पूरा विश्वास है कि ये महायुति पूरे मुंबई में ही नहीं तो पूरे महाराष्ट्र के महानगर पालिका जो 29 होने जा रही है उसमें भगवा लहराएगी और महायुति का ही सब जगह पे महापौर बैठेगा। जो लोग अपनी विचारधारा को भूल गए, जिन्होंने हिंदुत्व छोड़ा, जिन्होंने भारतीय जनता पार्टी और देवेंद्र फडणवीस के साथ गद्दारी की, उन्हें हर जगह पर महाराष्ट्र की जनता ने उनकी जगह बताने का काम किया है। आप देखिए जो नगर परिषद के जो ग्राम के चुनाव हुए उस पे भी भारतीय जनता पार्टी नंबर 1 थी, शिवसेना नंबर 2 थी, अजित पवार की राष्ट्रवादी नंबर 3 थी और शिवसेना, उभाटा और कांग्रेस और मनसे तो 0 में रही और उभाटा भी 9 जगह पे उनको सीमित होना पड़ा। तो मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि ये चुनाव इनके एक आने से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा। मुझे तो लगता है कि एक बार ये लड़ने ही चाहिए ताकि महाराष्ट्र की और मुंबई की जनता उन्हें उनकी जगह बता पाए।
लेकिन प्रकाश लाल जी, ठाकरे, बाला साहब ठाकरे का ब्रांड नेम जो शिवसेना पार्टी के साथ जाता है, अब जब ये दोनों ठाकरे ब्रदर्स यूनाइट हुए हैं इसका तो फर्क पड़ेगा ही, जाहिर सी बात है। शिंदे सेना क्या कुछ बैकफुट पे लग रही है, क्योंकि ऐसी बातें, ऐसे कयास लगाए जा रहे हैं।
बाला साहब ठाकरे की ओरिजिनल शिवसेना जो है वो शिवसेना माननीय एकनाथराव जी शिंदे के साथ है। और रही सवाल दोनों भाई एक आने की, तो एक आपको छोटा सा एग्जाम्पल आपके माध्यम से देना चाहता हूँ। मुंबई में बेस्ट करके एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चलती है जहाँ पर बेस्ट बैंक का चुनाव था, जिसमें दोनों ठाकरे साथ हुए थे। वहाँ पर सिर्फ प्रसाद लाड और प्रवीण दरेकर के पैनल ने उन्हें 0 मतों से हरा दिया था, 0 मतों से। मैं आपके पास रिपीट करता हूँ, 21-0 से वो हारे थे हमारे सामने। तो अगर सिर्फ हम वैयक्तिक उनके साथ इतनी ताकत से लड़ सकते हैं तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी, महायुति तो उनके साथ कई गुना ताकत से लड़ सकती है। और महायुति का समन्वयक होने के नाते मैं आपको कहना चाहता हूं कि हमारे कार्यकर्ता जमीन पर है, हमारे कार्यकर्ता लोगों के बीच में हैं, हमारे नेता विकास की बात करते हैं। मुंबई और महाराष्ट्र का विकास इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर हो, एग्रीकल्चर हो, एजुकेशन हो, मेडिकल हो, ग्रोथ हब हो, एयरपोर्ट्स हो, इस बारे में इतनी ताकत से काम कर रहे हैं देवेंद्र जी की सरकार, जिसमें माननीय मोदी जी के सरकार का भी साथ है। और ये डबल इंजन की सरकार इतनी ताकत से काम कर रही है, आने वाले दिनों में ये ट्रिपल इंजन सरकार होगी और हम विकास के मुद्दे पे लड़ेंगे। कोई ठाकरे या कोई ब्रांड नहीं, ठाकरे ब्रांड सिर्फ एक ही था जो कैलाशवासी शिवसेना प्रमुख बाला साहब ठाकरे थे, जो ब्रांड जो शिवसेना आज महायुति में हमारे साथ है।
Okay, Prakash Rao, thank you so much for joining us with all the latest information and also your perspective on this particular big story that we are tracking out in Maharashtra. More reactions coming in. Sanjay Raut of the Uddhav faction of the Shiv Sena.
और एकनाथ शिंदे ने एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर के माध्यम से कोई नहीं, सब भाई भाई। भ्रष्टाचार ही मुद्दा है। 4 साल में बीजेपी ने और एकनाथ शिंदे ने एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर के माध्यम से जिस तरह से मुंबई और बीएमसी की लूट की है, वो भ्रष्टाचार ही सबसे बड़ा मुद्दा है। कोई नहीं, सब भाई भाई। भ्रष्टाचार ही मुद्दा है। 4 साल में बीजेपी ने और एकनाथ शिंदे ने एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर के माध्यम से जिस तरह से मुंबई और बीएमसी की लूट की है, वो
And my colleague Mayuresh continues to be with us on the broadcast. Mayuresh, we've heard these reactions coming in from both the sides of the spectrum, one from the Bharatiya Janata Party and two from the Uddhav faction of the Shiv Sena. One key point that both Priyanka Chaturvedi and Sanjay Raut have been making is how delayed the BMC polls have been and the loot under the Mahayuti.
Absolutely, because if we say that it is almost after 8 years the elections are happening, because last elections had happened 3 years back. So you can imagine that how much it got extended, and the reason always was given by both the governments. When Uddhav Thackeray was there, they say his government also gave the reason that the matter is in Supreme Court of the reservation of OBC, so that's why we are not able to conduct it. Finally, this year we saw that the Supreme Court has given the instruction to the state government that the local body poll election should happen, and according to the timeline given by the Supreme Court, the schedule given by the Supreme Court, these are happening. So when the Mahavikas Aghadi was not in power, that time they also leveled the same allegation against Devendra Fadnavis, or I may say that the Eknath Shinde government who was in power that time, that they are purposely doing this because they are not sure that whether they will be able to win the BMC or the local body polls or not, and that's why they are extending it, and that's why the administrators are there. Also, when there are no corporators, there is no one to question the administrator, there is no mayor, so that's why they are leveling allegations from past many years. Almost for 3 years there was an administrator on the BMC who was directly under control of the state government, so whoever was in power, whether it was Eknath Shinde or now is in Devendra Fadnavis, is directly listening to them, and that's why the administrator is basically acting on their behalf, and there is no one who is basically there to question. So that's why they are leveling allegation that there are no one who is questioning the spending of the BMC because there are no election which had happened. So these are the allegations which the Mahavikas Aghadi, especially the Shiv Sena, is leveling against against Eknath Shinde and Devendra Fadnavis, who are in power right now.
Right, absolutely. Mayuresh, thank you so much for all of those details there. We'll keep an eye on this big development happening in Maharashtra. Right now, we go into a very short break.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Of assembly elections in the state, where we're learning that the NDA and the AIADMK have now initiated seat sharing talks for the 2026 assembly polls in the state. According to sources, the AIADMK is likely to offer 30 seats to the Bharatiya Janata Party, which is 10 more than the number of seats the party contested on during the previous elections. Union Minister Piyush Goyal, who is the Bharatiya Janata Party's Tamil Nadu election in charge, met AIADMK General Secretary NPK Palaniswamy to discuss the seat sharing arrangements. The AIADMK has reportedly proposed contesting 170 seats while allocating 30 seats to the Bharatiya Janata Party and 23 to the PMK. The BJP is seeking a larger share of the seats to expand its presence in Tamil Nadu, remember.
I am indeed delighted to be in Chennai and meet my dear friend and brother Eddapadi Palaniswamy ji, who has led the Bharatiya Janata Party, AIADMK and other NDA alliance partners. We had very good meetings, we had very good discussions about strengthening our political work together, about fighting the 2026 assembly elections as a family, the NDA family, and under the leadership and guidance of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. We are very confident that NDA will have a sweeping victory in the 2026 elections.
See, they are in alliance and they have appointed these three people to take charge of Tamil Nadu affairs, and they have come and met their alliance partners. See, everybody knows that why Eddapadi has fallen at the feet of BJP, because of his corruption. And BJP is threatening him with ED and other agencies. Everybody knows. What Piyush Goyal, they talk about corruption, but where is corruption? They have not made any charge.
This is the election season. The BJP election in charge has come here. You held a meeting. What are your plans? What is the BJP strategy for 2026?
No, we are very happy that our Piyush ji and Megwal ji has come here as in charge. Both are very well versed in electoral work. Honorable Piyush ji was with us in 2019 and Megwal ji was in Puducherry to bring NDA. So definitely NDA will be more successful and we will dethrone DMK. Our total agenda is to dethrone DMK and to bring NDA into power.
Can we expect more smaller parties to be roped in, considering...
That and all will be decided by our in-charges and our national party. As Karyakartas will convey our view about local politics and it is up to them to decide, but we are very hopeful we will become very stronger alliance.
Tamil Nadu is the potential area for now NDA. So NDA public also interested to planning to vote to NDA. So NDA is and Piyush Goyal is the election king. West Bengal, he done so many things scenario. So he came to Tamil Nadu. It may expected great change. First round, general discussion with ADMK and New Justice Party. In future, next stage anyway, year after.
Welcome back. We are now cutting across to these live visuals of the press conference by the Thackeray cousins. Very soon that alliance has been formalized. That will be made official very, very shortly. And there you see the stalwarts, the Thackeray cousins on the stage along with Sanjay Raut of the UBT. 20 years is what it took for the Thackeray brothers to reunite. So after 20 years, we are seeing this unity pitch by the Thackerays. Both have been together at the Bal Thackeray Memorial, and right ahead of the BMC polls is when they are going to very shortly be making this announcement that they will be fighting the elections, the BMC elections together. So this is a big move by the Thackeray brothers. What does it mean for the political dynamics at the Mahavikas Aghadi, and also how much of an impact will this have on the Mahayuti? All of these are key questions that will be answered as we see how this decision really is seen in the political quarters in Maharashtra, the kind of impact that this will be having on the alliance partners as well. Remember, Congress will be frowning at this unity pitch by the brothers, because remember, 2 decades they did not see eye to eye. Now finally, right ahead of BMC elections is when this unity is going to be announced and made formal. The formalization is going to happen very shortly. They were at the Bal Thackeray Memorial together just some time back. And remember, this entire legacy of Bala Sahab Thackeray is also going to be upheld today as the brothers announce that they are together. They will be fighting the BMC polls together. All of this, even as the Bharatiya Janata Party is mocking this unity and mocking this entire Milan of the brothers, as we put it. This is called the Patrakar Parishad. They are currently there, and very shortly we'll be hearing from both the Thackeray cousins as they make that pitch. Remember, the chatter was going on for a while, and now all of that is going to be formalized. So this is almost the end of Sena's 3-decade-old, in fact 2-decade-old issue when the two brothers refused to see eye to eye. Now, even as Uddhav and Raj Thackeray reunite for the BMC elections, BJP, and this is what the chatter is about, the BJP may have a fight on its hands, because the Thackeray alliance, remember, is likely to force the Bharatiya Janata Party to rely more on the Shinde Sena. And if that is to be the case, then where does the Ajit Pawar faction of the NCP really is left with is also the key question. It could also be a fight for the Shinde Sena existence, because remember, the Thackeray name is still with the brothers, even though the court battle has been won by the Shinde Sena. My colleague Mayuresh continues to be with us on the broadcast. Mayuresh, very soon that press conference is about to begin. Mayuresh, can you hear me?
Yes, if you could repeat your question, I can.
Yeah, I just see Sanjay Raut speaking. So very shortly we'll hear the Thackeray brothers while they are on stage.
Absolutely, because I just told you that few minutes back they have left from the Balasaheb Thackeray Memorial to the Varli, where they are going to address the press conference and make it a very formal alliance for the upcoming BMC and all the local body elections which are going to happen on 15th. And it's a very big day for both the parties, because the reports which we are getting from other parts of Mumbai and MMR region, that both the party workers together.
मंगल कलश मुंबईसह अनेक महानगरपालिकांमध्ये विजयी भगवा ध्वज फडकवल्याशिवाय राहणार नाही, आणि या महाराष्ट्राला फक्त ठाकरेच नेतृत्व देऊ शकतात, आणि महाराष्ट्र ठाकरेंच्याच मागे जाईल.
Before the press conference, and he is clearly saying that Thackeray's are the only one who can provide the leadership to the Maharashtra, and people will definitely support both the Thackeray brothers. So now both the Thackeray brothers will address to people of Maharashtra and make a formal announcement of their alliance.
सर्वांचं स्वागत करतोय.
Uddhav is saying that both brothers are on the same
संजय राऊत
and I welcome everyone.
यांनी संयुक्त महाराष्ट्राच्या लढ्याची आठवण करून दिली. तो जो मंगल कलश आणला गेला तो काही सत्यनारायणाच्या पूजेसारखा आणला गेला नाही, त्याच्या मागे खूप मोठा संघर्ष झालेला आहे.
So Uddhav Thackeray is talking about the Sanyukta Maharashtra movement which happened in 1960. He's saying that
बलिदान देऊन मुंबई महाराष्ट्राला मिळवून दिली.
how Marathi
त्याची आठवण आज होणं स्वाभाविक आहे, कारण आम्ही आज दोघे इथे बसलेलो आहोत ठाकरे बंधू. आमच्या दोघांचे आजोबा प्रबोधनकार हे संयुक्त महाराष्ट्राच्या लढ्यामध्ये पहिल्या
Our
5
grandfather Prabodhankar Thackeray had also taken a participated in the Sanयुक्त Maharashtra movement. He was one of the top leaders for the Sanयुक्त Maharashtra lead.
बाळासाहेब ठाकरे, राजचे वडील म्हणजे माझे काका श्रीकांतजी ठाकरे,
Bahasab Thackeray had also participated in that
त्यावेळेला
movement.
मुंबईसाठी संघर्ष करत
Uddhav Thackeray is saying that in this entire Sanयुक्त Maharashtra
मी काही आता
movement,
तुम्हाला सांगत बसत
entire
नाही,
Thackeray family had participated.
पण मुंबई महाराष्ट्राने मिळवल्यानंतर मुंबईमध्येच मराठी माणसाच्या उरावरती उपरे नाचायला लागले आणि
After
त्यावेळेला
Mumbai
न्याय
remained in
हक्कासाठी
Maharashtra, and there was a
शिवसेना
movement which had
प्रमुखांना
come
शिवसेनेला
that
जन्म द्यावा लागला.
how the outsiders had come to
साधारणतः
Mumbai
60-65
and they were
वर्ष
trying to
होतील, पुढच्या
snatch
वर्षी
the
शिवसेनेला
rights,
60
they were
वर्ष
trying to
होतील.
snatch the jobs from
इतकी वर्ष
Marathi
व्यवस्थित
Manus.
गेली.
At that time the Shivsena was
परत
born.
आपण पाहतो आहोत की मुंबईचे लचके
Late Balasaheb
मुंबईच्या
Thackeray fought
चिंधड्या
for the
उडवायच्या.
Marathi Manus there.
हे
But
मनसुबे
after several years now we are
त्यावेळेला
seeing the
ज्यांना
similar
मुंबई
kind of a
पाहिजे
situation
होती,
over here.
त्यांचेच प्रतिनिधी जे वरती दोघ जण वरती म्हणजे इकडे नाही दिल्लीत
Those who were trying to
बसलेले आहेत,
snatch
त्यांचे मनसुबे.
Mumbai from Maharashtra and
आता जर
wanted to
का
take
आपण
it to
भांडत
Gujarat.
राहिलो
Now
तर
also
मग
the similar
तो जो
attempts
काही
are happening.
संघर्ष ते जे काही हुतात्मा स्मारक आहे
This is a time where
त्याचा
both the
मोठा
Thackeray
अपमान.
brothers have come
आज
together.
आम्ही आमचं
People
कर्तव्य म्हणून
who love Marathi, who love
एकत्र
Maharashtra
आलेलो
should
आहोत.
come together.
आणि मी मागेच म्हटलं एकत्र आलो आहोत.
We feel that it is our duty to come together to cause for the Marathi Manus, and that's why we have come together. And in the past, in July also I had said that we have come together
कोणी वाकड्या नजरेने
to
किंवा
stay
त्याच्या
together for a longer
कपटी
period.
कारस्थानाने
And let me tell you that if
महाराष्ट्राला
someone looks
मुंबईपासून
at
किंवा
Maharashtra and someone wants to
मराठी माणसापासून
take away
तोडण्याचा
Mumbai
प्रयत्न करेल,
from Maharashtra,
त्याचा
we will not spare that
राजकारणात
person.
खात्मा केल्याशिवाय राहणार नाही ही शपथ घेऊन आम्ही मैदानात उतरलेलो. उत्साह अमाप आहे.
Uddhav Thackeray is again
तुमच्या सर्वांच्या
reiterating that if
माध्यमातून
someone is
मला
trying
कल्पना
to
की आज केवळ
snatch
महाराष्ट्रच
Mumbai
नाही, तर अख्खा
from
देश
Maharashtra, we will not spare that
सर्वांना
person.
विनंती करतोय, आवाहन करतोय आणि एक सूचना सुद्धा करतोय, कारण मागे विधानसभेच्या वेळेला भारतीय जनता पक्षाने जो एक अपप्रचार केला होता, बटेंगे तो कटेंगे, तसंच मी मराठी माणसाला सांगतोय,
Uddhav is
की आता
making
जर
an
का
appeal
चुकाल तर संपाल, आता जर का फुटाल
Uddhav is making an appeal to Marathi people that
पूर्णपणे
if you
संपून जाल.
put a wrong step
म्हणून परत एकदा
right now,
तुटू नका,
then you
फुटू
will be
नका.
finished. So that's the clear
आणि
message
मराठीचा
Uddhav Thackeray is
वसा
giving it to
टाकू
the
नका.
Marathi Manus of
हाच एक
Maharashtra.
संदेश मी आमच्या आज दोघांच्या युतीच्या निमित्ताने संपूर्ण महाराष्ट्राला देतो आहे आणि मला खात्री आहे
He said the way
की
BJP
मराठी
had
माणूस
campaigned
हा
Bhatingi
सहसा
to
कोणाच्या
Katingi
वाटेला
during the
जात
Vidhan
नाही,
Sabha election.
पण त्याच्या
But
वाटेला जर
today,
का कोणी आला
both of us are giving you a message
त्याला
that
परत जाऊ
if
देत
you take a wrong step today,
मी सगळ्यांना परत मनापासून धन्यवाद देतो आणि राज
there will be now the Raj Thackeray will speak.
आपण सर्वांचं मी मनपूर्वक स्वागत करतो.
I welcome all of you.
जे काय बाकी बोलायचंय ते सगळं जाहीर सभा जेव्हा सुरू होतील त्यावेळेला बोलूच आम्ही. परंतु माझी एक मुलाखत झाली होती आणि मी मुद्दामून आठवण करून देतो त्या गोष्टींची. आणि त्या मुलाखतीमध्ये मी असं म्हटलं होतं की कुठल्याही वादापेक्षा आणि भांडणापेक्षा महाराष्ट्र मोठा आहे. आणि मला असं वाटतं
Few
तिथून
months
त्या
back, I had given an
आज
interview
आम्ही एकत्र
to
येण्याची
one of the
सुरुवात त्या
portals, and in which I had
वाक्यापासून झाली.
said that Maharashtra is bigger than any of the fights which are, and from that moment,
कोण किती जागा
we
लढवणार,
started thinking about coming together.
आकडा काय हा नाही सांगणार तुम्हाला.
I will not tell you today that who is
महाराष्ट्रामध्ये
which
सध्या
party,
लहान
like
मुलं
both of us are
पळवण्याची
going, how many seats
खूप
we are
टोळ्या
going to
फिरतायत.
contest. How many seats we are going to contest. So I will not tell you
त्याच्यामध्ये
the exact
दोन टोळ्या
details.
अजून जास्ती ऍड झालेल्या आहेत. ते राजकीय पक्षांमधली मुलं पळवतात आणि जे निवडणुका लढवणार आहेत त्या लढवणाऱ्या सर्व उमेदवारांना दोन्ही पक्षांकडनं उमेदवारी दिली जाईल. ती कधी भरायची केव्हा भरायची
So in
ते
Maharashtra, the trend
आपल्याला
is right now
कळवलं जाईल.
happening. that
आज फक्त आपल्या समोर एकच गोष्ट
they
मी
try to snatch
आपल्याला सांगू इच्छितो
the
की
candidates
बरेच दिवस
just before the election. So that's why
महाराष्ट्र करत
we
होता
have decided that
ती शिवसेना आणि
at the last
महाराष्ट्र
moment only we
नवनिर्माण
will tell
सेनेची
our
युती
candidates that we
झाली
will be
हे
filing
आज
the
आम्ही
form
आपल्याला
and
जाहीर
we will
करत
be
आहोत.
giving you the form. But today officially I am announcing that Shiv Sena and MNS have come together
धन्यवाद.
and now they are in alliance. Thank you.
आकड्यांचा खेळ आता सांगायचं. अजून बाकीच्या महापालिकांमध्ये सुद्धा कालपर्यंत युती झालेली जशी नाशिकमध्ये झालेली आहे, बाकीच्या ज्या महापालिका आहेत त्यांची सुद्धा त्यांच्या तिथल्याही युतीवरती आज उद्या शिक्कामोर्तब होईल.
So right now Uddhav is answering the question that will this alliance is for entire Maharashtra. So while replying to that question, Uddhav said that so far Nashik and Mumbai we have finalized and other
त्यांच्यावरती प्रतिक्रिया देण्याच्या तरी पातळीचे राहिलेत का ते?
We are still
त्यांच्या पक्षात सुद्धा कोण विचारत नाही.
मला असं वाटतं की उत्तर देवांना द्यावीत, दानवांना नाहीत. मुंबईचा महापौर मराठीच होणार आणि तो आमचाच होणार.
Raj Thackeray is saying that the mayor of Mumbai will be a Maharashtrian and that mayor will be from our alliance.
मला असं वाटतं की एक मुख्यमंत्र्यांचा व्हिडिओ पण फिरतोय ज्याच्यामध्ये ते अल्ला हाफिज असं बोललेत, बरोबर ना? तर या गोष्टी त्यांनी सांगू नयेत. माझ्याकडे खूप व्हिडिओज आहेत.
Raj Thackeray is taking a pot shot at Maharashtra CM Devendra Fadnavis. He said that the BJP should not tell us, BJP should not basically teach us that about the Muslim votes and Muslim, because there are several videos I have got where BJP leaders, including Maharashtra CM, have endorsed the Muslim leaders and Muslim community.
मला असं वाटतं आज मुंबईचं मी तुमच्या समोर आम्ही जाहीर करत आहोत आणि बाकीच्या जशा अशा होतील तशा तुम्हाला कळवलं जातं. मग कोण गेलेत? येऊ तर देत पहिलं. हे जरतर वरतीच खूप असतं सगळं.
भाजपला काय हवंय ते भाजपने पाहावं, मराठी माणसाला काय पाहिजे ते आम्ही पाहतो.
So we are here for the Marathi Manus and we will see that what Marathi Manus wants and we will work for the Marathi Manus. Bhajapa
चर्चा सुरू आहे,
they don't need
चर्चा
to
सुरू आहे. बघू
they don't need to worry
त्यांच्या
about
आज
this.
आमची युती जाहीर केलेली आहे, शिवसेना आणि महाराष्ट्र नवनिर्माण सेना.
Uddhav Thackeray
जे जे महाराष्ट्र प्रेमी आहेत
our alliance
त्याच्यात काही भाजपातले सुद्धा अस्सल मराठी
we are still holding discussion with
आहेत,
other
ते
parties.
सुद्धा येऊ शकतात.
Those who love
ही
Maharashtra Marathi
रक्षणासाठी
people,
महाराष्ट्र
they may
प्रेमींची
join us.
युती आहे. त्याच्यात काही जण भाजपमध्ये सुद्धा आहेत, त्यांना हे जे काही चालले ते पाहवत नाहीये किंवा सहन होत नाहीये, ते सुद्धा येऊ शकतात.
Uddhav Singh, there are few of the parties who are right now supporting BJP, but they are in favor of Marathi Manus and they want to work
काँग्रेसने
for
जर जाहीर
Marathi
केलं
people.
ना,
So let's see whether they join us or
आता
not.
म्हणजे आणखीन काय बोलायचं, तोडलं का.
So the Congress has, Uddhav is saying while answering
बघा मला
the question
बाकी
over
कोण
the
काय
Congress,
म्हणते
he is clearly saying that Congress
काही
has
कर्तव्य नाही.
declared
मी
their
परत एकदा
stand.
सांगितलं, महाराष्ट्र
So
आणि
there is no
मराठी
need that I
माणसाला
should
काय
answer
पाहिजे ते
that.
आम्ही दोघं बघतो.
Uddhav is reiterating that what Marathi Manus and Maharashtra wants, we are there to serve
सगळे
for
पक्ष
them
बाहेर
and
पडून
not for
आघाडी
others.
बघत आहे.
The Mahavikas Aghadi is still intact. गेले येऊन गेले सगळे.
त्यावेळेला आम्ही हा निर्णय जाहीर केला होता आणि नंतर काय झालं तुम्हाला माहिती आहे. म्हणून आज आम्ही तो निर्णय जाहीर करत नाही आहोत. आता आमचं दोघांचंच घर आहे ना, दार बंद कशाला करायचं. ठीक आहे, चला. मला असं वाटतं बाकीच्या प्रश्न आता काही तसं काही नाहीये.
चलो प्रकाश आगे.
निवडणुकीपूर्वी अरे झालेलं आहे ना जागा वाटप.
माझी निघताना फक्त एकच छोटी विनंती आहे. ज्यांचं मुंबईवरती, महाराष्ट्रावरती, मराठी माणसावरती प्रेम आहे, अशा सर्व माझ्या पत्रकार बांधवांना माझी विनंती आहे की आमच्या पाठीमागे उभे राहा. धन्यवाद.
Appeal and request to all people that those who love Mumbai, Maharashtra and Marathi Manus, they should stand behind us and they should support us.
A show of strength there by the Thackeray cousins. There you see Aditya Thackeray is also now joined Uddhav and Raj Thackeray along with Sanjay Rawat on the stage. And there you see that entire family picture now complete. This is a major show of unity. Now that entire alliance has been formalized and under the shadow of Bala Sahab Thackeray. And that's what the image really talks about, and very, very loudly so. They're talking about the Marathi pride, while the brothers addressed the entire media there. My colleague Mayuresh is with us. He was the one who was translating all of that for all of you. Mayuresh, under the shadow of Bala Sahab Thackeray, the alliance has been formalized. What does this mean for Shiv Sena, Uddhav faction and also the MNS and also the Shinde Sena? The fact that you were referring to how Shinde Sena might just be fighting for its existence now.
See, absolutely, both the Thackeray brothers used to say that they are carrying forward the legacy of Bala Saheb Thackeray, and there were differences between both the Thackeray brothers. But now both of them have buried all the differences. They have come together after almost 2 decades, and now they are going to contest the election as an alliance partner. So this is the first time it is going to happen that both the brothers are going to contest the election as an alliance partner. So the thing or the question was that whenever the Raj Thackeray has contested the election or his party has contested the election against the Shiv Sena, there was always a criticism against him that he had cut the votes of Uddhav Thackeray, or he had basically split the Marathi Manus vote or Marathi votes. But now both the Thackerays are coming together, so there is a chance that the Marathi vote may not split. But as you said, that it poses a bigger challenge for Eknath Shinde, because first Eknath Shinde doesn't have that much good hold in Mumbai, because his workplace or his area was always a Thane district, so he has got a good hold on a Thane district but not on Mumbai. So it will be first a big challenge for him to face the BMC election, though he has got a name and a symbol with him, that is at his advantage. But second thing, when it comes to the splitting the Marathi votes, again it will Shinde may face a difficulty when the election will happen, because when there are Thackeray brothers on one side with their alliance, and when there is a Shinde, then certainly the Marathi Manus, where he votes or where exactly Marathi Manus vote, that needs to be seen. But yes, it will be a very big task and a challenge for the Shinde to convince the voters of the Mumbai to vote for him, because this is the first time Shinde is facing the BMC election since he became the party chief, since he got the symbol as well as the party name.
Right, absolutely. And interestingly, both the brothers did not make a mention of the party name or the symbol, Mayuresh.
Absolutely, because they are from day one saying that whenever we will come together, we are the Thackerays, we are got the legacy, and we are taking forward the legacy of Bala Saheb Thackeray. And that's why today they did this thing where they came first, that Uddhav Thackeray first gone to Raj Thackeray's place There was a family reunion they showed. Then the entire family came together at Balasaheb Thackeray Memorial from here because this place is a very sacred for both the parties, whether it's MNS, whether it's Shiv Sena. So both the leaders came here, and after that they addressed the press conference. So it was an entire show, we can say, that they had set it up to show that it's not only two parties coming together, it's two families which are coming together after 20 years.
Right, absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Mayuresh. Big show of unity there by the Thackeray brothers, and that alliance has been formalized right ahead of the BMC polls. We're now shifting our focus to the national capital. The Delhi High Court has suspended the sentence of Kuldeep Singh Sengar, the expelled BJP leader convicted in the Unnao rape case. Remember, he was not an accused, he was convicted in that rape case. Sengar was sentenced to life imprisonment, and this happened in the month of December in the year 2019 for raping a minor girl in 2017. However, the Delhi High Court, while suspending his life sentence, said that Kuldeep can't be kept in jail only because of the threat perception of the victim. The court cannot keep a person in custody being apprehensive that the police may not do its job properly. Now, the conditions of Sengar's release include furnishing a personal bond of 15 lakh rupees with 3 sureties of the same amount, not entering within a 5-kilometer radius of the victim's residence, not threatening or contradicting the victim or her mother, reporting to the local police station once a week, and depositing his passport with the trial court. The victim's family, remember, has expressed dismay at the court's decision, calling it a travesty of justice. But Sengar is not coming out of jail as of now, since he is also convicted in a case of custodial death of the victim's father. So no relief in yet for that particular case. Sengar remains in jail.
जज साहब ने जजमेंट सुनाया, मुझे बहुत दुख हुआ। मुझे लगा कि मैं यहीं पे सुसाइड कर लूँ अपना, लेकिन मैंने अपने बच्चों के बारे में सोचा, मैंने अपने परिवार के बारे में सोचा, इसलिए कुछ हिम्मत नहीं किया। लेकिन हमारे साथ में अन्याय हुआ है। ये जजमेंट 3 महीने बाद हुआ है, ताकि सारा सेटलमेंट करके तब जजमेंट हुआ है। ताकि चुनाव आ रहे हैं, इलेक्शन आ रहा है, इसलिए उनको बाहर निकाला गया ताकि वो अपनी पत्नी को खड़ा करके चुनाव लड़ सके, उनकी पत्नी चुनाव लड़ सके। ऐसे रेप के आरोपी अगर बाहर आएंगे तो देश की बेटियां कैसे सुरक्षित रहेंगी, हम कैसे सुरक्षित रहेंगे, सब असुरक्षित हो जाएंगे। मुझे सुप्रीम कोर्ट पे आँख बंद करके भरोसा है कि इनकी बेल को खारिज करेगा।
Yogita, what is the plan ahead? It's a judgment that is coming from the Delhi High Court yesterday. First of all, how do you feel about this judgment? What are your initial reactions?
I feel disgusted. I feel ashamed that we are in this era where we are trying to say women empowerment, feminism and big talks on international platform. But this is a reality. A rapist, convicted rapist, gets bail, or you can say the punishment goes to, like only few years, and he's out. I mean, he'll be out soon, not in this case, but other cases are still on. But I'm sure the kind of sign I can see, he'll be out in no time, and he'll be repeating the same crime, might be. This is a very severe situation. We might say that justice prevailed in this country, but unfortunately justice is delivered on the basis of power, money and all those bases. I don't think so we have justice in this country.
The judiciary should take note. Now, Mr. Amit Shah is the Home Minister, and all intelligence agencies are under him. He must be knowing what exactly the truth. If that is so, why such things keep happening in India? And ever since BJP came to power, and they are trying to influence the judicial course, investigation process, everything that is very bad for our democracy.
Now remember, there was a protest in the national capital by activist Yogita Bayana along with the family members of the Unnao rape case victim. Now a UP minister, Mr. Rajbar, has claimed that what is the need to hold a protest in Delhi? OP Rajbar says that the Delhi court has stated that Sengar must stay 5 kilometers away from the victim's house. So what is the need to be holding any protest in the national capital? Listen in to that reaction.
देखिए, कोर्ट ने इस बात को कहा है कि सेंगर जी पीड़ित परिवार से 5 किलोमीटर दूर रहेंगे, ऐसा कोर्ट का निर्देश है। तो दिल्ली में धरना देने से पुलिस ने जब उनको कहा कि अब कोर्ट ने जब इस तरह की व्यवस्था दिया है तो आप असुरक्षित कहाँ हैं?
My colleague Aman Sharma is joining us live from the CNN News 18 newsroom. Aman, what really has come about when it is about the Uttar Pradesh government and its ministers? First, it was Mohammad Akhlaq's case, and now it is Sengar. That entire life sentence for which the man was convicted for, this was a rape case after all, that stands suspended. And now this sort of a remark that's coming in from Mr. Rajbar.
See, Griha, I think 2 points to understand from this judgment which has come from the Delhi High Court yesterday. Mr. Sengar has been convicted by the trial court in 2 cases. Number 1 is this rape case with the victim, and number 2 for the custodial death of the father of the rape victim. In both the cases, he's been convicted. But what has happened in the High Court yesterday is that the High Court has struck down the Section 5C of the POCSO Act under which Mr. Sengar was convicted in the trial court. The High Court has ruled that Section 5C essentially stands for aggravated sexual assault, and it can't be aggravated sexual assault because of the MLA cannot be seen as a public servant. So that is what the court has said, that you can't term an MLA as a public servant, and that is why that Section 5C of the POCSO Act does not stand. That is a major blow to this case, because the section now which stands against Mr. Sengar, under that particular section, the maximum sentence is only 7 years in jail, and Mr. Sengar has already spent 7 years and 5 months. If he was upheld, that Section 5C was upheld, which was upheld by the trial court to convict him, then it would have been a life sentence. But that is, I think, the major blow. Number 2, the court says that you can't deny bail or relief to Mr. Sengar just because the victim is saying her life will be in danger if Mr. Sengar steps out